Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Reyes. It's result report. During this presentation, we will see the result given during the survey with my classmates. We will analyze their habits, strategies, and interests before taking an exam. Okay, question 1. Which is your most difficult class? As we can see, only two subjects that are difficult for my classmates are repeated. Winning manufacturing being the most difficult, as it requires a lot of knowledge of international standards. Another more common subject is also covered, mathematics, something that can be on the be difficult for anyone. Okay, question 2. Which is the ASIS class? We see that the ASIS tutor for my class is strategic leadership, since strategic leadership is a flexible subject and easier to master. We see that technology is also easy for my classmates, thanks to our familiarity with it. Question 3. Do you dedicate time to study for certain course or type of class every week? Since Tech Millennium is a flipped classroom university, it requires students to have prior training to participate in its activities. However, we see that a third of the class students does not do so possible and due to a lack of interest. Question 4. Do you have a special strategy to get ready for your exams? 70% of the class don't have a specific study strategy, so we assume the majority uses the conventional reading and memorization method. However, 50% do have a study strategy, mostly a superstitious one. Question 5. How many hours do you study before exam? We observed that the majority of the class studied for an hour before an exam, possibly to avoid being overwhelmed with so much information. We also observed that 50% studied for at least 5 hours, which is excessive, but I can work. Okay, for final question 6. Do you seek special help for very complex subjects? We observed that the majority of the neither requests nor requires help with me complex problems. This could be due to factors, lack of interest, or simply because they don't need it. Since the millennial flipped classroom approach requires more study, time of average with other students, and possibly making them the more prepared for complex topics. After analyzing the number of classmates avoid their study habits, I could notice that the vast majority don't study for the pleasure of learning something. They only don't pass their subject. This is not entirely bad since time is still responsibly. However, it is not general to have intent altitude total like interest in the subject or in school general. Also notice that the inverted classroom is a great alternative to this demonstrated in the last question we will see that the majority does not need for complex subject. Finance also noticed that 50 of the class is more responsibly interested in the class. This is much higher number than expected, so we conclude that they simply need more incentives and to generate interest in the subjects because the capacity is more than clear that we have it. Thanks.